Syracuse, New York, on a cool, windy but clear October Sunday afternoon. Over 50,000 race fans have gathered here to witness the 8th annual running of the Schaefer International 200, a 200-kilometer, 125-mile event here on the 1-mile dirt track at Syracuse, New York. Over 50,000 race fans have gathered to witness the 8th annual running of the Schaefer International 200. Over 150 drivers have attempted to qualify over the past 3 days, and now only 55 are left, the fastest 55. The field is set, the grandstand is full, all systems are go. A perfect afternoon for stock car racing in Syracuse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing.
Chose a life in circuses, jumped into the deepest end, pushing himself to all extremes, made it, people became his friend. Now they stood and noticed him, wanted to be a part of it. Oh, that's an old machinery, so he worked till the
Montgomery standing alongside the pole sitter for the 1979 International 200, Ken Bren Jr. out of North Plainfield, New Jersey. Ken, your speed, 104 miles an hour plus, puts you on the pole. What do you think that does for your chances in this long 200-kilometer event?
Gives me a better chance than most other drivers because they have to start back in the traffic and come through it. We're right up front and we don't have any problem getting through the traffic. It's still a long race and anything can happen.
And the name of the game is to be there at the end, right?
Right.
You've qualified for 5 other Schaefer International events, but have not finished any of them. What have you done different to this year's car in hopes to make it endure the distance?
We had a few parts break on the car the last 2 years, and we've changed to what's supposed to be better equipment. So hopefully it'll stand up.
After hot laps here this morning, the crew working feverishly on the car. Is there anything major that they're doing, or just some final minor adjustments?
Final check over before the race, that's all.
How did the car feel in the hot lap session just completed?
Good, real smooth, straight, quick, feels good.
Smooth, straight, and quick. That ought to be the formula for success as long as you're starting up front. Wish you all the luck in this year's Schaefer 200. Starting outside of the number 1 row, in starting position number 2 is car number 44, another New Jersey driver, this time from Rutland, New Jersey. It's Frank Cozy in the number 44. Starting 4th in the field will be car number 73, Billy Osmond, a former winner of this event, driving the Ferriolo & Sons gremlin-bodied car numbered 73, Billy Osmond. Starting 3rd in car number 60, another former winner of this race. In fact, he won it on 2 occasions. He won in 1972 and in 1973 from Zephyr Hills, Florida, in the number 60 automobile, Emil Buzzy Rudeman. Starting in position number 6 will be car number 12A. From Schenectady, New York, the Deming Motors entry, the driver is Jumpin' Jack Johnson. And starting beside Johnson on the inside of row number 3, in starting position number 5, the statewide racing team entry, the number 3 of Jimmy Horton. Horton out of Somerset, New Jersey, and the number 3 automobile starts 5th in the field for the 1979 Schaefer International 200. Starting in position number 7 from Pleasant Grove, North Carolina, driving car number 24X, the car out of Connecticut. The driver, as I said, from Pleasant Grove, North Carolina, Jeff Bodine, the number 24X, the 7th fastest qualifier for the 1979 Schaefer International 200. And starting in position number 8 this year in car number 20. Last year he was the rookie of the race, so he's now in his 2nd ever Schaefer event. He's from New Jersey, young driver Brett Hearn in the number 20, the Van Ernstine gremlin-bodied modified. Starting in position number 9 for this year's Schaefer International 200 is car number 72 out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, Clayt Husted. Clayt Husted into number 72 starts in position number 9. And rounding out the top 10 starters, car number 121, Billy Pouch. Billy Pouch in the Excella Chrysler Plymouth entry, the number 121, rounds out the top 10 starters for the 1979 Schaefer International 200.
Frank Mundus belongs to a very special circle, the Schaefer Circle. Because you don't become the world's greatest shark hunter unless you can win the war between man and shark every time. At Schaefer, we brew our beer to taste great every time. Beer after ice-cold beer.
You are some piece of work.
Nah, just a jerk on one end of the line, waiting for a jerk on the other.
Come on, Frank.
So come into the Schaefer Circle.
Good show, Frank. The next time out of that fourth turn, they'll be set to go the full 125 miles. The winner taking down over $20,000 in prize money, contingencies, and lap money awards. The next time out of that corner, they'll be ready to go with the green flag. You can hear them start to pick it up already. They're mighty anxious. They've waited all year. Here they come. Screaming down out of that fourth turn, getting ready. And now down the front chute, the green is out, up the...
Frank Cozy gets away on top and moves out of turn number 2 in the number 1 spot. Racing right behind him is Ken Bren. And moving into that third spot, coming up strong is Buzzy Ruderman. And behind him, Billy O. And they come through that turn, racing in that order. Taking the lead immediately. Cozy got it charging. And along the inside, they're dicing for spots. Inside and down the back chute. Brent takes the lead away from Cozy. Cozy turned that first lap, 35.462. Kenny Bren on the outside has taken the lead. As they come out of turn number 4, the number 24 is on top. Here comes Buzzy on the inside, dicing for second spot. Right on his rear bumper is Billy O. And then charging Jackie Johnson, moving up in the 4th spot.
Now we have trouble in turn number 2. Car up against the wall.
Billy Pouch in the Excella Chrysler Plymouth Special, owned by Joe Scarmadella. Billy from Stockton, New Jersey. So Billy the Kid brings out the first yellow. Over there in turn number 2, coming out of the second corner, just as you begin to move into the long back chute. He's against the outside wall.
The driver is okay. The vehicle now being removed from the speedway and will resume racing action in just a lap or so. Again, the driver, A-okay. It's Billy Pouch out of Stockton, New Jersey, driving car number 121.
Still on.
The car has been removed. Pace car has the field in tow. Pace car pulls off. Will be racing next time around. Ken Bren Jr. back in the lead. Frank Cozy 2. Billy Osmond is 3. Buzzy Ruderman is 4. 54 of the original 55 starting cars remain on the Daytona Speedway. Out of the race, the number 121 of Billy Pouch out of Stockton, New Jersey.
They're moving out of the corner for the restart.
To the flagman.
Here they come. Kenny Brand to the flagman. Let it go. We got it green. We're underway. Brand got it.
Out of two, the lead pit lap. Car number 24, Ken Brand Jr.
Billy Osmond out, accelerates Frank Cozy, and he went into that second spot. Frank is back there in third, and on his rear bumper down into the corner is Buzzy Ruderman. They're racing down into that turn, coming out of that corner. It's Kenny Brand, Billy O right there with him. Wheel-to-wheel action down the chute. Billy on the rear bumper of Kenny. Billy Eggers comes back out on the speedway after making a pit stop. And down into the corner, Ken Brand on the lead. Billy O in second. It's still Cozy in the third spot. And behind him, Buzzy Ruderman. And the 12 of Jack Johnson really flying out of the turn. Racing back there in sixth is Jimmy Horton. Horton starting to make a move. All the work done by the pit crew of Howie Krantz, the Rio pit crew, is to no avail. Howie's out of it. You see him there in the infield, and here they come, ladies and gentlemen, with Kenny Brand leading it, and right there on his rear bumper, Billy O. Gary Ballou now moving up. Gary beginning to challenge Jimmy Horton as they go down the back chute. Brand leading it, Billy Osmond in second, Frank Cozy in third. Way on the outside now, Jack Johnson has taken one spot. He's moved on the outside, and he's challenging Buzzy Ruderman. Look at that action coming out of that corner. Lap number 11, and they're really pouring on. There goes Gary Ballou.
A good race going on back here for the number 3 spot as Jack Johnson has now taken over number 3 in car number 12A. Cozy has fallen back to 4. Jimmy Horton is 5. Buzzy Ruderman is 6. Gary Ballou, defending champion of the race, is 7. And Kevin Collins in car number 34 has moved into the number 8 position.
As they come out of turn number 4, Frank Cozy is 4th. Jimmy Horton is 5th. Buzzy Ruderman 6th. Gary Ballou 7th. Kevin Collins in the 8th spot. Wade Houston racing in 9th, and Kenny Brightbill in 10th spot. Here comes the leaders out of turn 4. There goes Brandon, the 73 in the powerful Billy Osmond racing team. Johnson putting Loreno a lap down, and they're racing through traffic down the back chute. Here they come. Watch the action down the chute. There they go. Wheel to wheel by you. And here's Joe Morato to pick up the action.
Okay, Warren, down there between turns number 1 and 2. It's Kenny Brand out on the front side. Billy Osmond running in that number 2 position. Frank Cozy in that number 3 spot. Jack Johnson riding forward for correction on that. Jack Johnson is now taking away the number 3 spot. Down into that number 3 corner. Here comes your leader, Kenny Brand, running in traffic. Billy O running number 2. Your 3rd place runner, honking off that number 4 corner. It's Jack Johnson. Cozy is now 4. Jimmy Horton moving up to the number 5 spot. Buzzy Ruderman is running 6th. Kevin Collins is 7th. And Gary Ballou making out the top 8.
smoke coming out of car number 27, Stan Pulaski out of Ringo's, New Jersey. The Trenton Mack sponsored automobile of Stan Pulaski, setting up a smoke screen here on the back straight as he closes in and races with Will Dangle in car number 24. They're racing for position number 15.
Horton in the statewide. Number 3 is on the move. Horton now closing in on Jack Johnson up there in the number 3 corner. Oh boy, look at Horton move. Kenny Bren stopping the clocks last trip around. 34.464. Billy O is second. Jimmy Horton now working on that number 3 spot. Horton up on the high cushion. Horton making tracks up on the outside. He and Jack Johnson going for that number 3 spot. Johnson riding third. Jimmy Horton is now fourth. Horton, he's going to give him a try on the inside. Down the pack chute into that number 3 corner. It's still Jack Johnson in the number 3 spot. Billy O seems to be closing in just a little bit on leader Kenny Bren as they tuck it down into the number 1 turn. Here comes 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. Jack Johnson riding 3rd. Billy O slips underneath. Over there in the number 2 corner, it's Billy Osmond now taking the lead on Kenny Bren as he got a break over there in turn number 2. Osmond, your new leader. Oh, in trouble right here. Car number 19 coming unglued. Hale Bunning. Bunning, who was running real well, unloaded that power plant. Slowing things down here just a little bit. The binder's getting worked out up there.
Car in trouble in turn number 2, moving slowly. Smoke bellowing from the automobile. Caution flag, the second caution of the afternoon, and coming at a very, very opportune time for Jack Johnson and Jimmy Horton as they will now close in on the leaders. Just prior to the caution,
the 69 Mets belong to a very special circle. The Schaefer Circle.
Charles at third, he's got it over to second, back to first and a third, but Shamsky takes it out. It's a double play.
At Schaefer, we brew our beer to taste great every time.
More Schaefer, AG's buying.
Again? How about last year?
You know, guys, we haven't lost it.
No, sir. The amazing Mets are still,
Amazing.
amazing.
So come into the Schaefer Circle.
Billy O sets the pace. He's setting a slower pace right now. He's bringing them down through the short chute into turn number 4. Here they come, charging out of that number 4 corner. The hammer is down, and Billy O moves out. But look at Gary Blue. Gary Blue trying a slingshot. Oh, Gary Blue fourth, the second spot, and he's going into the lead. Defending champion Gary Blue making a move on the outside.
Blue comes from the second row to the first row, and he chases down. We have trouble here on the front back straight. Jimmy Horton is sideways. Cars low over the speedway. Horton up and over the Gary Golub number 16. They continue to pile in. Actually, no significant problems other than Horton's car is upside down. Jimmy Horton's car upside down. Glenn Fitzgerald's out of the 111 immediately to administer to fellow driver Jimmy Horton. But Horton's ride, a rather soft one, over the top of Gary Golub in the 16. Golub out. Clayton Houston out of his car number 72. All the drivers rushing to the scene of Jimmy Horton. Horton's car up and over the number 16, resting on its roof now. Other cars involved in the tangle, the 81, the 17 of Scott Tobias, the 57 of Tommy Corellis, the 4 of Lou Lazaro, the 14J of Alan Johnson, the 29 of Bobby Gerhardt, the 711 of Darrell Welty, the 22 of Dave Lape, and the 24X of Jeff Bodine. It would appear that all drivers are okay. They're administering to the number 3 of Horton. Although Horton is not out of the car, crews continuing to administer to Jimmy Horton. He's out of the car and okay, standing, walking under his own power, a bit dazed. He wants to look over the automobile. Jimmy Horton out of Somerset, New Jersey, tough luck driver here at Syracuse. He's out of the action in 79.
Oh, we had the right seat for that one. Still recording. I'm recording all of it.
Electrifying Elvin Feldy pulls away in car number 46. He will be able to continue. Anthony Ferraiolo the 4th in car number 73A. He will too be able to continue. He pulls away. The number 711 of Darrell Welty under motion. Bobby Gerhardt out of Lebanon, Pennsylvania, pulls away in the 29. Scott Tobias pulls away in car number 17. Gary Gollop's car number 16 still on the speedway. The 111 of Glenn Fitzcharles being fired up and pushed away from the scene. Fitzcharles pinned up against the wall right behind the Horton automobile, but it would appear that Fitzcharles will be able to continue as he backs away under his own power. The 81 of Fritz Eppright continues to sit on the speedway. The 4 of Lou Lazaro with front end damage. The number 99 of Bobby Malzahn. Bobby goes back into the car, helmet on. It would appear that Bobby would be able to continue. He's facing the wrong way, but his car not severely damaged. Clay Houston in car number 72 out of the race for the afternoon with extensive front end damage to his car. Alan Johnson's car number 14J, the magenta and yellow automobile, perched on the guardrail on the inside of the speedway. Alan's car with a flat right front tire, damage to the suspension, but if they can remove the cars without doing additional damage, it is possible that Johnson will be able to continue. Jimmy Horton, the driver of the car on the speedway, helping the track safety crew right the automobile. They're going to right it by hand and pull it away with the equipment that is provided here. The car doesn't come all the way down. It rests on the wall. Now the car is picked up and off the wall. Jimmy Horton, a very disgusted young driver right now. He's out of the Schaefer International 200. Gary Gollop consulting with Horton. Both drivers shaken. A tough day for veteran campaigner Gary Gollop and veteran campaigner Jimmy Horton. Just no room, says Jimmy Horton. Twist and turn and it was all over. This very narrow back straight here at Syracuse does not allow for driver error or mechanical failure. A very, very fast occurring accident.
Pace car getting them lined up. Real hectic moment there. Some good equipment being immobilized, moved out of the race.
Gary Ballou, the defending champion of the Schaefer International 200. In fact, a three-time champion, 3 in a row. Gary, brand new car for 1979. You've been here at the Speedway, rented the track earlier a couple of weeks ago. Right now there are problems, however. What is going on right underneath the car at the present time?
Well, we're just still trying to put our combination together. Of course, we rented a racetrack, but while renting a racetrack, we really didn't gain nothing whatsoever because the track wasn't prepared like it would be for race day.
So some final adjustments. You qualified 11th fastest. That's a ways back. How do you feel about that 11th place starting position?
Well, I wasn't happy about it at all, and neither was the crew, but being away from it, for like almost 2 years now, as far as working on the car by myself all the time, I think I was way off in my tire combination for qualifying. I was so sure of doing the right thing when I did it, but I didn't look into what was happening around me, and it really hurt us as far as qualifying. But I feel, into the race today, we should be in pretty good shape. Right now, we're just trying to sort some of the little things out that we haven't had time to do by not running the car weekly.
Gary, as you indicate, a little dirt track activity this year. You've been running primarily on asphalt, in fact, NASCAR Grand National competition. How do you adjust your driving style and your attitude and so forth when you're moving from the big super speedways, paved super speedways, and the NASCAR Grand National cars, of course, all closed in around the wheels and so forth, and then you come out here on the wild and woolly dirt with open wheels hanging out all over? How does the driver adjust for that sort of thing?
I don't think there is no real adjustment to it. I don't think you ever forget anything you've ever learned, Like I've driven these cars for like 5 or 6 years and had never run a dirt car before I come to the north to drive this type of race car. I'd run asphalt 11 years prior to my dirt experience. And I think it just takes you 4 or 5 laps to sit in the seat and get back into what you're doing, When you go from a short track, a half-mile racetrack, like to a speedway, the difference is you hold it on the wood there and steer it and keep the car out of a bind, where you got to work a car a little harder than a half-mile racetrack. If I had my choice, though, I'd run speedways and forget about all my other racing. I'm pretty sure as far as I'm concerned at this point, this will be my last dirt race. I don't really care to do this no more. And we've sort of done this. My Grand National car would like to come here and race today, and I went along with it. I'm glad I came now, but it's not really what I wanted. You know, when I quit the best team probably in the North, and I had the best equipment, I felt, and we had a real good combination. We worked good together. We won a lot of races, and I felt like I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and I didn't need to come back and try and do nothing else. But we're here today, and we're going to just give it our best shot. Well,
Billy Osmond on the inside as they come out of that turn, and on the outside, Gary Ballou. There we're coming now to the flagman. There they go. They're racing. Gets away on top. Gary Ballou still puffing smoke, racing in that second spot. Jack Johnson moves up quickly in hot contention. Then it's Kevin Collins as they race down into the turn. Then Ken Bren Jr. and cutting it out and setting the pace and picking up the lot prize money now as they come out of that corner. Billy Osmond from Bridgewater, New Jersey, down the home chute. There goes Jack Johnson moving underneath. Jack Johnson in that third spot, and a lot of people have picked a New York driver as winner this year, and Jack Johnson is carrying the colors right now. Billy Osmond with a comfortable lead over Gary Ballou, and Johnson right on Ballou's rear bumper. Coming out of that corner, Kevin Collins moving low, now drifting to the high cushion. Whoa, look at him come down and shoot. Kenny Bren in the fifth spot. Then in sixth position, the Valeriano number 60, and Bussy Ruderman. Kevin Collins in the white number 34 has moved into that third spot. He caught Jack Johnson down into the turn. Billy Osmond, the 73, capped the lead, and here they come out of the corner. Watch Kevin try to make a move on Gary Ballou. There he goes on the inside. Gary Ballou is smoking heavily when he gets down on it, but he's managed to hang on to that second spot. And as they race down into the turn, Billy O out of turn number 4 on top. Back in the pack, they're threading the needle and beginning to get racing room. Here they come down the chute. Ballou in second, Collins in third, Johnson in fourth, Bussy Ruderman fifth, Ken Bren in the sixth spot. Those first 6 cars really running close, and they work through the turn and head out along that back straightaway. Billy Osmond setting a torrid pace. He just turned a 34.167. 34.167, the time on Billy Osmond the last time around. And here he comes out of number 4, flying down the straightaway. Watch the time clock. 34.325. Kenny Brightbill in 7th spot. And Dave Kelly in the Hassler Excavating number 3 has moved into that 8th position. The hot shoes have racing room. Billy Osmond with a comfortable lead, but back in the pack, Kenny Brightbill and Mr. Excitement moving into contention now as they come out of number 4 turn.
Car number 31 indicates to the number 34, Kevin Collins, to move on by.
Now in second spot, Kevin Collins. Racing in third position, Jack Johnson. Bussy Ruderman in fourth. Ken Bren fifth. Brightbill racing in sixth spot. David Kelly is in 7th position. Frank Cozy back there in 8th. 9th spot, Geoff Bodine, but Bodine may not be on the same lap. I'm not sure.
Bodine on the same lap. No, Bodine's down on that.
Geoff Bodine, they tell me, is not on the same lap. Frank Cozy is in the 8 spot. Here's Billy O. Billy O, 34.638 on that lap.
Tommy Corellis, or Dr. Pepper as he's known, the 1979 track champion at the Lebanon Valley Speedway in West Lebanon, New York. His racing day comes to an end, and Tommy Corellis, after losing an engine and then making contact with the inside retaining wall here on the back straight. Corellis is okay.
Bobby Hull belongs to a very special circle, the Schaefer Circle. Because Bobby Hull knew that being great meant finding that opening and slamming that slap shot home at 118 miles an hour every time. At Schaefer, we brew our beer to taste great every time. Beer after ice-cold beer. That's what makes Schaefer the one beer to have when you're having more than one. Don't you deserve a beer that good?
So come into the Schaefer Circle.
So, Warren, Buzzy Rudiman is coming in. The 24 of Kenny Brent. They're going to put fuel in that car. Will Cagle is in. Kenny Brightbill is in. These are important stops. You're right, Joe. One time at least, and it must be done under green or under yellow. So these are their ones that are absolutely necessary. Moving out now. Chaka Koulis coming back on the speedway. Johnny Kozak, Jack Johnson, Frank Cozy, all making pit stops now. Bodine was in once before.
Just to demonstrate that all the racy stuff is not on the racetrack, and the cars and drivers, we have with us a demonstration of something that's racy in a different category. This is Playboy Bunny Jamie. Jamie, where are you from?
I live in Franklin, about 10 miles away from Playboy at Great Gorge.
And the Playboy Club at Great Gorge is participating in the Schaefer International 200 this year. Can you explain that program for us?
Sure. The winner of this race wins a weekend for two at the Playboy Club at Great Gorge, all expenses paid.
And there are other people like you at the Playboy Club, is that it?
Lots of them.
Lots of other people like you. I'm sure that these race drivers would all like to be at the Playboy Club. Thank you for being with us here at Syracuse in '79.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Your leader, Billy O. Out of Bridgewater, New Jersey, to Furiolo number 73 into the pit area. Keep an eye on this pit, ladies and gentlemen. These guys know how to do it. You can win or lose a race in the pit area. Oh, and they're looking underneath that car. Apparently, they want to make some kind of a chassis adjustment on it. Being sent back out. Here he goes, Billy O out of the pit area to Furiolo number 73. Here comes Jack Johnson trying a slingshot by. Johnson motors his way down the front chute, up on the outside groove. Kenny Brightbill closing in on your leaders now. Billy Osmond. Laps are in. 34.490. I tell you, this Kenny Brent is consistent out there. He's virtually leading this pack all the way around the racetrack. He knows that some of the strong. Here comes Jack Johnson now, up on the outside groove. Johnson moves up ahead of Lou Blaney, and now he starts to close in on Cagle. 79 laps are in. Look at Jack Johnson now. He's moving right in on Will Cagle. Down that back straightaway. Into that number 3 corner. Cagle holding down the number 3 spot. Jack Johnson riding fourth. And Johnson is closing in on Cagle. Here he comes. He's going to try and draw in on the inside. right, Joe Murata. They really got the hammer down, and as they go out of that corner, Kenny Bren has really got it working. What a battle. Coming down the straightaway, really pouring it on from inside, outside, and down the chute. This race has been marvelously fought. Blaney racing just ahead of Kenny Brightbill. And Bren in that number 24 leads the pack out of the fourth turn. Buzzy Ruderman in the Mushroom Special there with him. The Valeriano brothers own that car, and they brought Buzzy from Zephyr Hills, Florida to chauffeur it this afternoon, and looks like they made a great selection. Down the back straightaway, Kenny Bren leading it, and Buzzy Ruderman trying to close up and give him a challenge down in turn number 3. And he looks like he's getting quicker out there. He's right on the rear bumper as they come out of that corner. Bren turned the last 10 laps at 34 and a fraction. Faster than his pole-sitting qualifying time. And here's Ken, then Buzzy, then Jack Johnson, then Will Cagle, then Lou Blaney, then Kenny Brightbill. 80 laps unofficially. We've got Ken Bren leading it. Buzzy Ruderman second. Will Cagle third, but now Johnson is third. Will is in fourth spot. Lou Blaney fifth. Unofficially, Brightbill in the sixth spot. Anthony Ferriola in seventh. Billy O in eighth. Darrell Welty in ninth, and Dave Kelly in 10th. Those are the 10 cars after 80 laps. A slight change, but most of them are racing close to that position. We do know that Ken Bren is leading it. There they go into that corner, and Buzzy makes a move. Buzzy Ruderman got the lead. Buzzy Ruderman is a new leader. Buzzy Ruderman got the lead coming out of number 4. Pandemonium broken out there right now. They got the leader up front in the late stages. Johnson running a strong third as they go into the corner, and Lou Blaney still holding up. Brightbill moving at Blaney. Brightbill on the inside, Blaney on the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, Buzzy Ruderman getting faster. The last time around, 34.027. He's trying to break the 34 barrier. Buzzy getting quicker. He's hot set up now, and he's getting faster as the race progresses. Here they come out of that corner. The leader racing in traffic. $34.027. He was in too much traffic to catch him the last time. Here comes the leader out of turn number 4. Outside the speedway. The Passover flag is out. Ruderman going high through the traffic. Kenny Bren got up there a little high. And Jack Johnson has moved into second. Look out, we have a car stalled outside turn number 4, Frank Cozy, and that'll bring out the yellow. Right rear tire on the Cozy Brothers 44. The 44 into the pit. Johnson in second. Jack Johnson has moved into that second spot. Kenny Bren is back there in third. Here they come. There they go. We got a green out.
Buzzy Ruderman in car number 60. The chaser, Jack Johnson, out of Schenectady in the number 12A. Ken Bren rides 3. Cagle is 4. Number 19 and Brightbill is 5. Osmond in car number 73 is in the number 6 position.
But here comes the front runner, and Jack Johnson coming at him. Jumpin' Jack Johnson making a move. And the New Yorker going after Buzzy Ruderman, the Florida invader on the outside, and Jackson, the New Yorker, on the inside. And wheel to wheel down the back chute. They go charging down that back straightaway. And Buzzy Ruderman is going to have to race for it in the final stages. 125 laps, 200 kilometers. Plenty of racing left in this one. And here they come out of the turn. They're pouring it on. Johnson looks awfully quick. He's going at the leader again. He dives down on the inside. He's been getting a bite on the low side of the speedway.
Brightbill now takes over position number 4 as Cagle falls back to 5, and Billy Osmond up on the outside and challenging for the number 5 spot. Osmond, a former winner of this race. He won in 1973. Goes to the outside of Cagle but loses ground in turn number 3.
Johnson pressing the two-time champion Buzzy Ruderman as they come down the straightaway. Johnson moving low again into lap number 1 on the inside, and Jack moved underneath Buzzy, but he has to drift out now, running into traffic. And they charge down that back straightaway. Buzzy Ruderman really has his hands full, holding off Jumpin' Jack, because Jack is right here to run. He's race ready, and that car is hooked up and he's dialed in now. Here they come, 100 miles, and it's Ruderman by a Hopper car length, and Johnson there with him.
And Jack Johnson moves into the inside and takes the lead. Jumpin' Jack out of Schenectady, New York, your new leader. He dives up there into the number 2 corner.
Jumpin' Jack Johnson out of Schenectady, New York, at car number 12A leads Buzzy Ruderman down the back straight. Brand is in the number 3 spot. Brightbill is 4. Billy O is 5, and Cagle has fallen back to 6.
But here's your leader, the white and orange of Jack Johnson. Johnson taking that lead on the 100th lap. He's opening up distance. 34.360. Clear racetrack ahead of him now. It's all out racing. Kenny Brightbill making a charge up. Look out, we got a car up wide. Up into the corner, I think it's Rick Jarvis. Rick Jarvis was way up wide there in the number 1 and 2 corners, but everything okay. He got away with it. Jack Johnson, he's opening up the lead. Billy Osmond charging up through that pack now. 102 laps now on the board. Billy Osmond moving in. He sees Kenny Brightbill. Buzzy Ruderman gets a little bit wide over there in the number 1 and 2 corner, but he brought it back down. Kenny Brent saw daylight underneath him. Jack Johnson turning the racetrack in 34.442 seconds. Since the inception of the Schaefer International races, no New Yorker has been able to win it. And it looks like Jack Johnson, he wants to do it. He wants to be the first one to do it.
Jack Johnson continues to lead as he opens up a 10-car separation between he and second place winner Buzzy Ruderman. Billy O on the move, trying to move into the number 4 spot. He rides 5 and chases down Ken Brent Jr.
Jack Johnson, Jumpin' Jack, moves through the corner. Oh, he's got himself in a good groove. 34.178 his last time around. 34.303. He's getting to be very consistent out there. Billy Osmond is really rolling. Billy Osmond moves on the inside of Kenny Brent now. Billy Osmond takes away the number 3 spot. Osmond in the Furiolo number 73. Moves in now. He's got the number 3 spot, and he's closing in on Buzzy Ruderman. Here comes Osmond through the number 4 turn. Look at him close the gap between he and Buzzy Ruderman. Jack Johnson, your leader, running in the number 2 spot. Is Buzzy Ruderman. Running 3rd is the Billy Osmond, number 73. Running 4th is Kenny Brent. Running 5th is Will Cagle.
Trouble up there in that number 1 corner. Mert Sox Hulbert. He's been having his problems all afternoon. Car number 2H. Caution is out. I'm swinging out of the corner. It's Jack Johnson with the hammer down. Buzzy Ruderman running second. Billy O tries a wheel on the inside.
Jack Johnson leads the charging Buzzy Ruderman, but charging even harder is car number 73, Billy Osmond. Osmond rides in position number 3, right behind Ruderman.
Will Cagle in the number 5 spot. Riding 4th is Kenny Brent. 5th spot is Dave Kelly. 6th spot, rather, is Dave Kelly. Eddie Demolino running 7th. Anthony Ferriolo in the number 8 spot. Darrell Welty running 9th. 10th spot, it appears to be the 22 of Dave Leap. But meanwhile, the battle for that number 2 spot. Buzzy Ruderman holds on to that number 2 position. Billy O wants it. Billy O, he's going to try and get in on the inside. Look at Billy O. No, he's going to swing up and around the outside. Here comes Osmond. Buzzy shuts the door. Now he goes back to the inside. Buzzy doing some sensational driving out there, and so is Billy Osmond. Kenny Brendel is moving in closer. Here comes the number 73 of Billy Osmond. He's trying the inside of Buzzy Ruderman. Buzzy taking the fast groove in the number 3 corner. Osmond tries the inside. Watch him. Here's Osmond on the inside. He'll probably swing up to the outside, out of the number 4 corner. Oh, Buzzy knew the trick. He stayed right there in the groove. That's a battle royal for that number 2 spot. Down off the number 2 corner. Down and shoot they come. Buzzy Ruderman holding on to that number 2 spot again as Billy O challenges. Billy O tries him on the inside again down into that tricky number 3 corner. Let's see what happens this time. Here comes Osmond. Osmond's going to try right up on the outside. Here he goes. He slingshots. Let's see if he dives down low. Kenny Brightbill moving up, so is Will Cagle.
The leader is still Jack Johnson. Ruderman is 2. Osmond is 3. And now Brightbill is 4 with Cagle 5, and Ken Brennan falls back to 6. Dave Kelly out of Alberta is 7.
Johnson. Ruderman seems to be drawing in on Johnson off the turn. 34.832 is the time on the racetrack, and Johnson has seemed to slow just a little bit.
Jack Johnson leads, but Buzzy Ruderman right tight behind now. Osmond tucked in behind the dress, and now Kenny Whitfield ducks out of the draft and tries to go to the inside. Falls back in behind as the first 4 cars run in parade lap formation through turns 3.
Buzzy, he's got his foot into it. Off the number 4 turn. Buzzy tries the outside. 118 laps are in, 7 to go. Can Jack Johnson hold on?
Johnson out of Schenectady, New York, leads. Ruderman holds on to 2. Osmond 3. Brightbill in the number 4 spot. Cagle 5. Brent is 6. Cozy now 7, and Dave Kelly is 8.
Here comes Buzzy again. 34.318. 34.318 for leader Jack Johnson, and he has improved on that time from the last trip around. Johnson opens up about a 6-car advantage heading down the back chute. Buzzy Ruderman still in that number 2 spot. Down into that number 3 corner. Here they come charging down. 4 laps to go. Jack Johnson wheeling his way through the number 1 and 2 corners. He's got some traffic ahead of him. Jack is an expert in traffic, though. He moves up on the outside groove, flashes down the back chute. Buzzy sees it. Buzzy tries to close in. Buzzy Ruderman closes in again on Jack Johnson.
No trouble is Billy Osmond again. against the wall. Osmond in car number 73 made contact with Phil Osmond in the number 143, and we have a caution. With just 4 laps to go, Billy Osmond out of Bridgewater, New Jersey, made contact with Phil Osmond in car number 143 as they were lapping him. And Osmond crashes into the retaining wall midway between turns 3 and 4.
Gentlemen, these last 3 laps will not count under caution. The last 3 laps must finish under the green. The last 3 laps must finish under the green. Here they come for the final laps. All right, between the number 3 and 4 corners, out of turn number 4, they look for Bobby Watson's green flag. They charge down the front chute. Out comes the green Jack Johnson. He's got his foot into it. The pedal to the metal. Races down the front chute. Honks it down into that number 3 corner. Number 1 corner. Johnson opening up a little bit of lead on Buzzy Rudiman, but Buzzy isn't going to let him out of his sights at all as he starts to watch him. Goes down the back straightaway, moves down into that number 3 corner. Here comes Jack Johnson, your leader. Buzzy Rudiman seems to be drawing in on him. Buzzy trying to close in, but Rudiman, he's got the modified cock sideways. He gets a good side bite. Out of the corner he comes, down the chute. 2 laps to go for Jack Johnson. 2 laps remaining. It's not over yet. Jack Johnson, he's opening up a little bit of a lead. Johnson moves down the back chute. Buzzy Rudiman still in that number 2 spot. Will Cagle is riding 3rd. Remember, Kenny Brightbill is 1 lap down. Kenny Bren riding 4th. Here they come for the white flag. Jack Johnson drives through the number 4 corner, strokes it just a little bit. Now he torques it. Oh boy, is he laying it down. 34-188. Jack Johnson, 1 lap to go for victory. Johnson moves down the back into the number 2 corner. Jack Johnson, Schenectady, New York. He opens up the lead. Will Cagle takes away the number 2 spot. Buzzy Rudiman's in trouble as they go down the back straightaway. Kenny Bren moves up to the number 3 position. Trouble up there. Here comes your leader. Off the number 4 corner, it's gonna be Jack Johnson of Schenectady, New York, your winner. Will Cagle 2nd, Kenny Bren is 3rd. Buzzy Rudiman is 4th. Rick Jarvis unloading here in the front chute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Joe, that was a beautiful drive. He kind of let it sit there in that number 2 and 3 spot during the early running. Picked a great time to go into the pit for his stop. And do you recall that both of us commented that he made one of the fastest pit stops and then really got right back on, didn't lose too many spots, and shortly worked his way up through the pack. I think he drove a heady race. His pit crew advised him properly with a chalkboard, and I can't say anything except this guy has absolutely been fantastic this afternoon. Warren, there is no question about it. He's done a sensational job, as we said, throughout the 1979 season. I believe he was riding on them Goodyear tires this afternoon. As we see Red from Red Speed Shop down there, he's pretty happy. He thinks he won the race. But the car will be brought into Victory Circle over there. Jack Burgess standing by. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, climbing out of the cockpit. The sensational Jumpin' Jack Johnson.
Well, we said this was the year of a New Yorker, and Joe, I guess we said it right. Jumpin' Jack Johnson out of Schenectady. The floral wreath presented by Kathy McLaughlin. Here's Craig from the Schaefer Brewing Company with a beautiful trophy. We have one for your owner as well. Get that uncorked and take a swig, man. A little victory champagne. Jack says that apple juice is the greatest. Jack, it was a tough grind out there. You stayed right with him all the way. What do you give the credit to besides you and the crew?
I'll tell you, we got a real good race car, like I've been telling you all year, Jack. That Knizer chassis worked all year long wherever we went, and I'll tell you, I was really confident today. We got a Reed motor that I bought this summer, and Goodyear tires.
You got those in. There's the trophy. We have one for your owner here, too.